Hey there, welcome.
Hey friends.
Oh, I didn't test the mic tonight.
Is it too loud?
Can you hear me? We should be live.
Yep. People talking about the weather. Yeah, we're under a winter weather advisory here in southeast Michigan tonight with freezing rain. Yes, we are so saturated too, Diana. So much. So if you could see our back half of the property, we have lakefront property right now.
There. You're only half in there.
That's okay.
So much so the ground yesterday, our son came home from work and pulled in our driveway and pulled off into the side of the yard, and his car just went sank like that far in the yard. I had to get the four-wheeler out and go dig him out.
Right.
Hey, Leah.
Hi, David. Teresa's here. Hi. And we've got Christine, Michigan Mike. I think I saw Jess up top from Living Garden. Seems kind of dark.
It does feel dark tonight. And everything's on like it always is.
Yeah. How are you guys doing? No, that I don't know. It's fine, I guess. So yes, rain and mud is the life right now. In this house, we haven't done a whole lot to it, and it came with like cream carpets on the main living room floor. And it's the season where these little doggy gates that block off all the entries are so necessary because those dogs go outside and they come in just muddy paw prints. And we hadn't been in the habit yet to, when they go outside, even though it wasn't raining or anything, it's just from all the melt, to put the dog gates up. And muddy paw prints all through the living room.
Well, they got
like,
his Sunday
no.
bad. He came through and it was all...
Yes.
Something in my eye. Hi, Deborah. Welcome.
Thanks, Leah.
And Bree S. I think we said hi to almost everyone.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah. Hi, Deborah. So we got like just a mismatch of stuff to share and talk about. Like no main content whatsoever. Yeah, I know that sink was such a bummer. So, sweet friend on Instagram, though, I looked at that sink she sent us. I think it might work.
It doesn't have a hole in the back.
Oh, right. So because we're having to like retrofit, these are, I guess, quartz countertops. I'm not quite sure what the material is, but some kind of solid stone. And it's not in our budget to replace the countertops. So Todd was just going to use his saw and cut out a new space for the sink. And we obviously aren't skilled enough to drill new holes. So we're having to use the existing hole that's there for the faucet right now. So the sink that we were specifically looking for needed to be a top mount, like we could set it in, have a hole, and it's very particular and it's not findable. So the sink is not going to happen. That's okay. Hey, Elk and Anchor's here. Welcome.
I think we have like too many criteria.
Yeah.
There's like 4 different things that it has to have: the right width, the right depth. It has to be a farmhouse sink with an apron.
A hole.
And it has to have a hole in the back for the faucet to come through.
Yeah, it's too particular.
We'll get to it.
So I'm just going to share one thing right now that I have stumbled upon, and it's too good not to share. It's something totally not homestead related, but I put it on everything I cook now. It's this. Can you guys see that? Yep. From Trader Joe's, this everything but the bagel sesame seasoning blend. And it has, let me tell you. So I'm using my transition lenses. They're coming in handy right now. Sesame seeds, sea salt, dried minced garlic, minced onion, sesame seeds, and poppy seeds. But I love it like in my eggs and just everything, like quesadillas even. So good. Hey, Wholesome Roots. Welcome. Chaos and Grace. Hey, hey. Hey, Country Homestead Preacher. So anyway, that's just too fun. Claire, my son's girlfriend, actually bought it for him. And she told me all about it. And Cameron's like, well, I've got some. I'm like, have you used it yet? Go grab it. Let me try it. He brought it in the house. I'm like, yeah, you're not getting this back.
She likes to give gifts.
Yeah, she does.
It's always just these little things she'll show up and it's like, oh, I found this and I thought of you, so I bought it for you.
Yeah.
It's the cutest little things. Have we talked to a store about countertops to deal with the situation? We have not. Well,
No, I did. I got a quote.
to replace the countertops.
No store will come and cut my existing countertops without, no one around here, not Lowe's, not any kitchen store, without taking them out and taking them to their fabrication shop and doing it, which adds a fortune to the cost of just coming here and cutting it out. So it's okay.
So Leah really likes our breakfast on our weekend reviews.
I've been lazy lately, though. I haven't been doing anything fun.
You need to do a quiche again.
I know.
Those are always fun and easy, and I still have something in my eye.
Well, so Clueless Homesteaders, I see you guys here. They posted the most amazing biscuit recipe. It's way more detailed than my typical buttermilk biscuit things that I make, but they look so good. So if you guys haven't checked out Clueless Homesteaders, go check them out. And it was what I loved about it, it does have yeast in it, but you can mix it all up the night before and throw it in your fridge, and it's ready to roll out and cut in the morning, which was very appealing to me. And I said, okay, so I think we're actually going to do a biscuit throwdown this weekend. I had planned to do it last weekend, but we just had a lot going on. So I am going to make my biscuits, and I'm going to make Clueless Homesteaders biscuit recipe, and we'll have a taste test. I think Clueless Homesteaders biscuits might win. They look so good.
Are they more like...
They're more like the Grand's, like, flaky biscuits they looked like. Yeah.
What happened with our countertop? Nothing really happened with our existing countertop. We wanted to retrofit a farmhouse sink into our existing countertop, and we have some diamond blades for our angle grinder we were going to cut so we could like retrofit a different counter in there, and none of the sinks that we found are going to fit, and so we're kind of giving up on it for now until we can just, I guess, throw more money at it and just replace all the countertops and do it right once.
Which will be many years down the road. It's just not anywhere in my long-term plan. This is a simple cosmetic makeover, nothing dramatic.
Mm-hmm. Food Forest showed up.
Hey,
welcome,
FFP.
Friend. We saw you were on live was it last night? I think almost 2 hours you were on.
Yeah, you must have had a lot to talk about. We didn't get to join.
Yeah, we didn't get to join. I think we saw after the fact.
Yeah. Old Path Homesteaders, that's a new name. Welcome. Built on the Rock. Hi. Okay, so because... Who's here? Oh, Kaylee's not here. I hope Kaylee from Farm on Quail Hollow jumps. I'm waiting for her to jump on because she tagged me in something. Guys, just to let you know, we have decided we stink at collaborations. Really, really stink at it. It almost gives us like anxiety. Like it doesn't feel comfortable, and I don't know. It's just not natural. But she tagged me in something I'm passionate about, so I was going to do it in here on this live. So I'll give her a minute, see if she joins. If she doesn't, I'll go ahead and do it and just let her know I did it. But it was my top 5 seeds that I grow. So I'm going to be sharing that with you guys tonight.
Cool. Lois Ann is here. Welcome. The Nordic Star Homestead. Those people are new too. I don't remember seeing your name before. Welcome.
Yeah, they might have been here with us one time. Thanks.
You would remember more than me.
Was it Creating Essence that we watched? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Creating Essence when she did the grocery haul just the other night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love your channel. We were after we got done watching you, and we haven't watched much, but we watched that grocery haul video, and it was done, and we were like, wow, she's really good. She's got a wonderful personality, and your audio was awesome, and I wanted to eat all your food that you shared with us.
And we did a review after we watched it.
We
And what we
did.
liked.
We
Yeah,
were-
the audio was great. Her editing was good. She kept the pace
oh
fast,
yeah, how you
nice
chopped through all your veggies and stuff. It was so good. Hey, Emily.
almost homestead. Hey, welcome, friends. We can do something
show
different.
something. Yeah, show something. Oh no, I want to do the tree damage first. So, last live stream, no, probably last weekend in review, maybe. We talked about the fact that Todd had seen one of my peach trees got damaged by the deer. And I was asking, no one left a comment, like, what do I do? It's really, I haven't seen it yet. Anyway, I went out a couple days ago and I looked at it. It is way worse than Todd explained to me. Like the entire circumference of my 2-year-old peach tree is stripped. All my research today that I did said that basically the likelihood of it surviving is nil. And they recommended, like I did a whole bunch of like university research papers I read. And they almost said to do any kind of that tree wrap stuff is actually worse for the tree. What you want is the tree to like heal itself. So I'm going to show you a picture of it, and you guys tell me if you know if there's anything I can do to save this tree.
It's actually a video.
Oh, it's a video? Okay.
Yeah, but they won't hear us while it's playing.
Okay.
At least I don't think it's set up that way.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a bummer. So I saw Rose said just let it heal naturally, and that's what everything said. They said typically if there's only like 20% of the circumference of the bark has been damaged, it has a high likelihood of healing on its own. But I'm thinking with that much of my young tree damaged, the full circumference, they said a high likelihood is that it will die 1 to 3 years from now. So I think what I'm going to do is, because peaches are one of my all-time favorite fruits to harvest and preserve, is I'm going to go ahead and get a new young peach tree this year to plant, just so I have a backup.
Yeah, Food Forest thinks it might have been a buck. In fact, I have a quick video I can show you of one of the bucks that we've been finding out in our back pasture. Here's a shot of him.
Yeah, that's right back at that back tree line. So, I don't know how many of you follow St. Isidore's farm. There's 2 St. Isidore's farms. This is the St. Isidore's farm. Where is he at? In like the DC area, isn't he? Virginia, North
I
Carolina.
want to say Virginia, North Carolina.
Yeah,
one
because
of
he
the
always
two.
wears like Tar Heels stuff, so I think he's North Carolina. Anyway, St. Isidore's farm was having issues with deer. This is probably a couple years ago. And he did, honey, if you remember, the fishing line all the way around. So I don't know that I necessarily want to build deer fencing around it, but I think if I do some like fishing line barriers, it worked really good for him. So I think I might just do that. Put black tubes or woven fence around them.
One thing I wouldn't mind doing, because I think I think having a second solar fence energizer would be beneficial to us. I wouldn't mind in the winter running a single strand of poly wire all the way around the orchard and running it off a solar controller. You know, like this high. So if deer try to go in there, they're going to hit it and get zapped and run away.
Hopefully.
And it would be easy to put up. It'd be easy to take back down in the spring.
That's a good idea. Because they don't seem to bother it in spring and summer. They never come this close because there's tons of green stuff in the back for them to eat. And we're always out and active too. So there's the human presence is much stronger.
And over by where our orchard is, our neighbor's house is over there, and they had a dog. They had a big one of those giant poodles. And I think just like within the last month, they had to have it put down. So that dog's not been out there barking at night anymore or doing anything.
Yeah.
Keeping the deer away. So.
Hey, Gons is here. Hey, Gons.
Hey.
And Adkins Family Homestead, welcome.
Yeah, they said that they were new.
Welcome. 7-foot deer fence around their whole garden. Oof. Wonder if you cut it below the damage, would it survive? Yeah, I'm not sure. So I saw Rose something say about watching for new growth coming out. So I'll go back and make sure I read all these comments really well after the video and what you guys are suggesting. But I'm very new to this orchard growing business, so I've got a lot to learn on when things like this happen, what's the right thing to do. What else do we have to show? Oh, so while Todd was out at the orchard, I'll do a video on this at some point to just kick off our 2019 gardening season, but I mentioned to him it would be fun to get video of what the garden space looks like right now, and he went ahead and did that.
Oh, you want to see that?
Yeah.
This one might be muted on us. We'll see. Nope, we can talk.
Are you talking right now?
No.
Okay.
We can talk.
So see that puddle of water right there? I wish we could slow down, that it wasn't going that fast. I used to have tons and tons of flooding issues in my garden when the yard would flood. So I brought in a ton more wood chips last year, but I didn't put new wood chips in that one pathway. So I can see that I need to go back and add some of that. But yeah, you can see how the Ruth Stout garden space has really, really expanded for the 2019 garden. So it goes basically all the way around the 8 raised beds. So I'm excited to get my hands dirty again. I can't wait.
I'm thinking the last 3 weeks, it seems like she's touched every packet of seed that she owns at least 3 times. Right. Let me organize them. Let me sort them. Let me do that.
Yeah.
You bought a big haul from Am I a Gardener again this year?
I did. So what he was talking about is my seed box. And last night, take this out. Last night can you see? How do I do this? Kind of organized them. There's like little index, like little index cards that separate them. So this says squash. And I put like little cardboard in between it to organize it. But that is my current. I have a few more, I think, out in the garden shed that were from last season, but I didn't. These are all just like on that side loose beans and stuff. Isn't that pretty? You guys know who this is from, I bet. It's from Mindy at Life Goes North. She loves her ravens. And look at that. My daughter painted that for me because I have a lot of lavender growing on the property. Pretty.
Where do we find this thing? Kentucky?
Yeah, Kentucky. You can find them all over, though. It's one of the easiest. After I got it, of course, anytime you find an antique, you think, oh man, I scored big on this. And now every single flea market or antique roadshow or anything like that I go to, that exact bread box is there. But we happened to get it in Kentucky when we were on a vacation one time. What is that? I tried the burnt bones like Sepp Holzer and was amazed no deer touched my trees. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, we tried last year.
I'm going to get a pen. Go ahead, honey.
Yeah, last year I'm pretty sure we tried. There's that nitrogen-based fertilizer that you can get called malagrolite or malag.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Malagrolite. That's what we always call it. I don't know if that's the real name for it. And it's supposed to be a really an active deer repellent. And you sprinkled a whole bunch last year around the trees. And once you did that, that seemed to really help.
Yeah. Got my handy dandy I love elephants.
Handy dandy notebook. Was that from Blue's Clues?
No, this is like Abigail's when she was little. So, Sepp Holzer, huh?
Burnt bones.
Burnt bones. Oh, that sounds like very cool.
Gons loves Kentucky. We went on vacation down there to a place called Lake Malone, I believe is what it was called. Mm-hmm. We Airbnb'd a VBRO.
You put two together. Yeah. we VBRO'd it.
A little house on the lake and had a little paddle boat.
And we took the kids to Mammoth Cave. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. That was a good vacation.
I bet we even saw Jack before we knew Jack.
Probably.
What else do we have to show?
Burnt bones make mushy.
Okay, well, while I was talking about seeds, I don't see Kaylee on here. If anyone can IM Kaylee, tell her I'm doing her thing. So what are my top 5 favorite seeds? Number 1. You guys know, if you know anything about our channel, you know Rachel can grow some mean carrots. So Danvers carrots. I have yet to fail. Best carrots. So they don't get, so I grew the Royal Chantre, I think is how it's pronounced. Sorry, my nose is itching. I'm not picking it, it's just itching. I think they're called Royal Chantres or Chantenays, something like that. And those suckers get like this long, but they're really, really, really skinny. And they were prolific as well. But what I noticed after canning them all and now eating them, they're basically like mush after canning them. So probably throw in like a soup base or something like that. But if you want carrots to hold up, these Danvers carrots, now you're probably going to get average size like 5 to 6 inches. They're really, really big around though. And they preserve very, very well. My next all-time favorite is a tie. So I'll do one at a time. Blue Lake pole beans. I was at the end of the year, so I planted 2 square foot beds, but only 1 row, and then trellised it in between the 2 square foot beds. So an 8-foot strip on each side. And you plant about 5 seeds. I think I did like 5 seeds in each square foot. And I had so many beans, I was sick of canning green beans last year. I canned 52 quarts and 16 square feet of space. Is that 16 square feet? No, that'd be 64 square feet. 8 times 8.
It's 8 times 4.
Times 2, though.
Oh, times 2 beds? Yeah.
Okay. And then Lincoln peas. Yeah, you guys can see that. So I have never been able to successfully grow enough peas to put up and preserve. Last year was my first year growing these, and I put up probably 3 gallons of peas. So if you want a really high producing pea, this is it. Really good shelling pea. And from a greens perspective, I struggle, other than lettuce. Have struggled with kale growing good here. I've struggled with getting my spinach to grow really well here. My spinach did amazing in my suburban garden, but I can't get it to grow here to save my life. I don't know what it is. So what I found that's a nice happy medium, and it's growing super, super well, is this large leaf sorrel. It is delicious. It says it's really good in soups, salads, and when cooking fish. We loved it. It is so fresh, and it grew all season long. I mean, all season long. It was my longest lasting green. Planted it in the spring, had it all the way through the fall. So, yummy, yummy, yummy. And the last one, just because you can't go wrong, is the Black Beauty zucchini. Love it, love it, love it. So, those are my top 5 picks for my seeds. Yes. What is that? What are they talking about? I'm missing conversations.
You pay attention.
I was missing. If you only knew, I cleaned my house of too many antiques. Now I regret it, said Grandma's so happy. Rose loves sorrel.
I think they were talking about somebody had the original Blue's Clues handy dandy notebook and they threw it away, but they're worth a lot of money now,
Really?
apparently.
We had that. We had the chair. We had it all.
The thinking chair?
We had the thinking chair.
You can always tell how old someone's kids are.
Sorrel taste. It has a really light, fresh taste. Maybe even a little lemony. Like, it's really, really good.
Can you can zucchini?
I did.
You did.
Let me show you how I canned it, though.
She did a little secret trick. It's something called mock pineapple. And I think you take all the green skin off and you take all the seeds out of the middle, so you end up with just the core. And you cut it up into what the same size as you would have pineapple chunks.
Yeah, that's it.
And then what's the liquid?
It's like pineapple juice. So, you'd get like real actual pineapple juice and maybe a little bit of sugar. And you boil that and you pour it in here, and then it basically infuses your zucchini to taste like pineapple. That's
It's
the
really
only way.
good for making like pineapple upside down cake and stuff like that. But it's actually zucchini instead of pineapple.
Yeah, I've used it many, many, many times. And once I run out of it, I will make it again. It's been very handy to have in recipes that call for pineapple when I don't have it. And other than that, I preserved my zucchini in the freezer. Just, diced it and sliced it up like you would throw in soups or pastas, and then I froze it.
We put it in like 1 pound packages and then we vacuum sealed it.
We didn't this last year, but we need to next year because it
That
did
was
get
easy.
a little freezer burned. Oh, Farm Alarm, I highly recommend you just give Am I Gardener a shot. I know a lot of people, you get dedicated to your seed companies, and so many of us in the community are true Baker Creek, tried and true fans. And I've yet to grow anything Baker Creek, so you could say the same thing to me. What I love about Am I Gardener is just a small brick and mortar store. A young guy started his business when he was 17. Baker Creek could have the same exact story, so I don't really know if I'm comparing apples and apples or apples and oranges. But his commitment to affordable gardening is I can't get away from. 99 cents for a packet of seeds, all of his seeds are. And he wants to just always make it a very affordable option for people to grow healthy food. So I just love his mission statement. It's water bath canning, Chaos and Grace, for the mock pineapple. It didn't have to be pressure canned.
Because of the acid from the
From
pineapple?
the pineapple, probably? Yeah. I have heard about zucchini relish brie. I'd like to try that. What do you eat it on, though? I'm curious. Like with like sausages or something? Yes. His prices can't be beat. Does have far less selection than Baker Creek. That is very, very true. And he runs out of stock on his high demand items quickly. Because I think people are they know what works for them. And so I make sure when I need to place my order, as soon as that store opens, it's typically like November, late November, for the upcoming season, I get my order in right away so I don't miss out on my seeds. And his fertilizer is called Trifecta. That's constantly out of stock, but it's only because it's so good. So if you haven't tried that too, try his Trifecta fertilizer. Oh, Gonza's doing raised beds for the first time this year. That's awesome. So my only recommendation is they don't have to be deep. I think what a lot of people do is they add extra cost. So it's going to cost you more to build deeper beds for the wood. It's going to cost you more for the high quality soil and compost and amendments to fill that deep of a box. But in the truest sense, from Mel Bartholomew's testing and research in his farms, 10 inches is all it needs to be. And I've found that to be 100% true. Like I said last year, I grew carrots easily 14 inches long in a 10-inch raised bed. So does not have to be deep. Definitely put your cardboard down first. Make sure the cardboard goes like outside of the edges of your raised bed. And it'd be great, Mike, if you could do that now so that cardboard has time to break down before planting season. And what other? I'd say if you can afford it, you follow Mel's soil recipe. It is a soil recipe that he's proven, and it for a newbie gardener that's never, ever, ever gardened, when I first started, it made me feel like
it's one less thing you have to worry about. If you just use what he says, it's one less thing you have to worry about, and you know that
it's guaranteed success is what it is. So his recipe is 1 part vermiculite, 1 part peat moss, 1 part compost. Of course, peat moss is highly controversial right now, so you can use coconut coir instead. But you need that medium to hold on to the moisture. Now, I only did that the one time, and since then, all I ever do is I amend it every spring and every fall with compost, and then I do a fall covering of mulch, natural mulch like pine needles, grass clippings, leaves, which breaks down over time. And I love it.
And if you do end up building deeper beds, so let's say you use 2x12s, so you have a nice big tall bed, don't feel like you have to fill that entire thing with soil. Put a core down at the bottom, whether you use old, probably not hay, some old straw.
Right.
And build yourself a nice thick layer of straw at the bottom, and then put your soil on. And what that's going to help with is moisture. It's going to make it so that you don't have to water as much.
Right. I did that when we moved. So at our suburban homestead, we just had the 2 raised beds. And wasn't that smart. I just did the cardboard. Thank you for reminding me. When I moved here, and I built the 6 additional raised beds, all of them had at least 10 inches of hay in there, which then the 10 inches of soil after that hay broke down filled in, And that just is going to hold on to moisture. You could also research In My Gardener's core gardening method. I've yet to implement that, but I can't imagine it's not a phenomenal way to even further improve your raised beds. And it's a means by which you dig a trench down the center of your raised beds and you fill it with unfinished compost materials. So scraps, twigs, wood chips, things like that. That's going to act like a sponge and hold on to that water for you.
Almost like a little mini hugelkultur under your raised bed.
Right. So I saw Diana Williams co-joined. Welcome.
In Michigan, Mike. Yeah, we did get to visit at my gardener's store over the summer.
For the grand opening.
For the grand opening day, and it was pretty cool.
It was more than cool, I thought. I thought it was awesome.
I'm sure if we visited today, I bet it would be a little different. I think he's made some enhancements over
and
what he had on the grand opening day one.
And plus, if you live in the area, they're doing all kinds of workshops all the time and teaching out of it, so that'd be neat.
I do have one quick update for you guys.
We were talking about we were getting ready for tonight and we were pulling all of our things out. He said it's like you're in kindergarten and you're going to show and tell, like, Mom, I'm going to take this today.
Yeah, you know what that is?
It's not bubbling much anymore. It's slow.
No, it's just about done. This is our blueberry strawberry mead that we made. It's got to be almost a month ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Still bubbling. The blueberries never sank. And that's one of the things that keeps making me think it's not ready to rack yet, is the fact that the blueberries haven't sank. So if you have ever done mead with blueberries before, do they sink? Do they always float? What's going on here? But I think it is about ready. I'm getting like one bubble every 3 minutes or so. So I think that's pretty close to being to the point where I can rack this.
And then how long does it sit after you rack it?
Some meads are good right away. Some meads, they're better when you let them sit for 12 months. So we'll have to taste it. We'll see how it tastes. If it doesn't taste good, we'll let it sit.
Yeah. I'm excited to try it.
You have down in your pantry, I don't know how many quart jars she has of canned
apple juice.
But apple and apple cider is going to be our next batch that we're going to make. Maybe we'll do it on a live stream.
Yeah, sounds good. So Creating Essence wants a bee update. Did you put anything in here about the bees?
I did not put anything in there about the bees tonight.
But if you go watch our Weekend in Review, we did a bee update. But happy to report, both hives still alive. After that polar vortex, guys, we got down to right at negative 40 degrees here. Thought for sure we'd have a loss. If not, both of them lost. And he checked them, was it yesterday or the day before? Sunday.
Yeah, so in the Weekend in Review video, there's a short clip of me going out to visit them and check on them and realize, hey, they're still alive, and I was really happy. The next day on Sunday, I actually filmed some more, but it didn't end up making it in the Weekend in Review. I went out to feed them because I had seen on Sunday that most of their sugar supplies were gone. So on Sunday, I hopped on a four-wheeler, I had my jug of sugar with me, and I rode out there. There was so many bees out, and they were so crazy and angry. I had to turn around and go back and put on my bee suit because they were hitting me in the head. And
so Rose might have misunderstood. We're definitely going to rack it soon. We're not going to leave the fruit in for 12 months. Just once we rack it out without the blueberries, some meads benefit from a longer sit time. After that initial racking. I think she thought we were going to leave the blueberries in for 12 months.
No.
Yeah.
No, you want to get the fruit off and get it off that lease, which is like that bottom layer of dead yeast and yeast poop or whatever all that stuff is.
So Farm Alarm asked me, am I growing anything new this year? Let me look in my handy dandy box. I don't know that I'm growing anything new, but I'll check.
So while she's looking to finish on the bee story, yes, they're both alive. I did re-sugar both of their little feeding stations in both hives on Sunday. It was almost 50 degrees here on Sunday, so it was the perfect time to do it. If it's below 50, you really don't want to get in too deep into your hives. Your bees won't like it. Pokemon is what did the trick. Yeah, my Pokemon blankets. I almost took them off when I went out on Saturday, but I found that if I just shifted the blankets and made them more of like around the middle of the hive, so the top is empty and the bottom is not covered, it'll help keep them insulated without restricting any ventilation in my top quilt box or in the bottom entrance. So Pokemon's going to stay for now.
So I guess I take that back. I did pick out quite a few things that are new. Okay, I'll just stick with these because I'm going to do a gardening video soon, or a garden plan video. So everyone always talks about MI Gardener's yellow pear tomatoes. I've never grown them, so I did pick up a pack of those. I'll probably just grow like 2 plants of it. But and then I picked up this Chadwick cherry potato. It's supposed to be an excellent, a really big crop. And good for salads, juice, canning, and relish. So I struggle with beets. I think if you've been with me for any time now, you know that is my nemesis in the garden. Mindy sent me some of her canned beets since I can't grow them, but she also sent me some beet seeds, and they are Chiogia. So I'm going to try that. I'm very interested in the broccoli rabe, so I'm growing that. And then I got 2 different Swiss chards from MI Gardener, the pink Swiss chard and the yellow Swiss chard. So where is the camera? I can't do 2 hands at once. There it is. Pink. I just thought it was cute, and the yellow. So I think there's probably a couple more things, but
yeah, and our roof stout gardening, there's actually 3 parts to that video. There's part 1 where we prep the beds, part 2 where you planted the potatoes and hilled them, and part 3 is when we harvested. So there's 3 parts to that series, and each one links back to the other. So as long as you can find one video, if you go to the description, there's links to all 3 parts.
Who made me get into my box? Now I can't find where these things go. I need bigger labels, stickers. So, okay, well, Beet, you're going to go right here right now.
Bye, Lois Ann.
Oh, I didn't know you were here. Hey.
Yeah, we were talking about you earlier.
Oh.
I'm kidding.
We weren't.
And Suburban Hillbilly said they had to go take care of coyotes.
Oh gosh!
Some more
yes.
game trail footage from out back. See that little guy run across there?
Yep.
It'll loop back around here in a second and show him again.
We have coyotes.
Same spot where the deer was. I have a little feeder back there. It's like one of those deer food blocks of like compressed corn and stuff like that.
Chaos and Grace has to go. Good night.
Bye. Thanks for showing up.
And
hanging out with us.
Rose told us to use azomite, I'm assuming, for the beets. Okay.
For the beets?
Okay, good night, Adkins. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate you joining. And
it was funny. My buddy called me earlier tonight. Him and his son were heading to a local restaurant down the street. And they're like, hey, I'm just taking my son out for dinner tonight. Did you want to come out to dinner with us? And I'm like, I really just ate and I just sat down, so you guys go ahead without me. Well, his son is, what is he, 6 now?
No, I think he's 7. Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. He's about 7. And he gets really focused on certain topics, and right now his whole topic is gardening. He'll spend all day, all night watching gardening videos.
And he runs a garden every summer since he was probably 4 or 5.
At his grandma's house, yeah, she helps him. They planted their own garden. So I hung up the phone with him, and like 5 minutes later, the phone rang, and it was his son. And he was like, "Hey, Mr. Todd." I was like, "Hi, how you doing?" He starts out talking about gardening with me. "Are you getting your garden ready? Are you getting your seeds ready?" And he asked me, he goes, "Is there anything that failed last year?" And I told him, I said, I think we've planted beets 2 or 3 years in a row, and they've never, ever grown. They don't grow for some reason. And he goes, "Well, Mr. Todd, I think this year you just need to try harder."
Yeah, he did.
Like, all right.
Yes, that was funny.
He said it.
Michigan Mike asked if we grow rhubarb. Yep. So we've got several rhubarb plants in the orchard and a couple in the garden. Yeah, but he did like a Facebook video the other day where he was talking about all the things he knew that if you bought it, you could you grew it, you could replant it and it would grow again.
Oh, like the bottoms of,
the bottom
lettuce?
the bottoms of lettuce, the carrot top heads. And did you know that if you cut the top off of a carrot and put it back in the dirt, it's going to grow again? And it was just so cute.
Kentucky Preacher's Wife. Hi,
Oh,
welcome.
Thanks for coming over. Really appreciate it. Tangy and Jack are sweet friends. So yeah, I'll do a garden. I talked about this, and I keep saying I'm going to do it every year, but I promise I will really, really, really try this year. Put out my garden plan video. It's very aggressive considering everything I've got going on about the same time with getting ready for the wedding that we're hosting here at the property. But I think I can pull it off. So for instance, towards the end of the month, I need to winter sow my broccoli and cauliflower. So I've got to get the pig garden space, which is where that's going to be sown, ready.
"30-year-old rhubarb."
That's awesome. What else do we have to show? Oh, so we have, I'm most excited about, guys, this video I've got coming out tomorrow. I hope you guys like it. It's just something that it's just one of those like dream things like coming true. Like I think somebody said, is there like a video collab going on somewhere that everyone's talking about how do you know when you made it? I think there is, because I think I saw Big Bear. So Jason and Robin were talking about, I'll know I made it in homesteading when this happens. And for me, it was always my pantry. Like, I know I'm going to make it, or I have made it, when the majority of the food, when I open the cupboards, or I open the fridge, or I open the freezer, is far and above my homegrown put up foods than store-bought foods. And I freezer 100%. I mean, there's maybe 2 or 3 things in there that came from the store, but all year. In the pantry, I would say it's probably, what would you say, like 60%?
It's probably a good guess, yeah.
Yeah, 60%. So I'm like right on that.
And the small pantry.
Yeah.
The pantry that we have upstairs, which is right over there, where if we want something to eat, we go and grab it. 60% is probably stuff that we grew and canned and preserved ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down in the basement to the pantry,
yeah, that's like 95%.
95% of the stuff.
Yeah.
So it depends on what picture you're looking at.
Right. Anyway, I'm like right there on that precipice. Is that how you say that word? Like I can see it. I'm so close. So I'm going to put out my pantry tour video tomorrow. And it's so modest. It really is compared to like, what is the one channel that I love? That Carolyn is the lady that, the Homestead family or the Homestead Life. And she's got like every homestead woman's dream pantry of just gorgeous canned foods. And I'm not there yet. It's so my goal. Everyone's got different goals. That's my goal. Anyway, that's coming out tomorrow, so I'm excited. Are we going to add any new animals this year? No. This is actually an animal reduction year for us. Other than we'll be breeding our goats, so they won't be born this year. They will be bred, but no pigs this year. I'm not even certain we're going to do turkeys this year. We will increase the amount of meat chicken production we do this year, but no new animals. I think we will establish over time a very decent rotational farming practice where we'll have heavy years and we'll have light years. And that will be very intentional.
Right. So like pigs, it would be, from an efficiency standpoint, if we raise 2 pigs and we have enough meat that lasts us, pork that lasts us for 2 years, that way we get to take a year off. That's good. I would rather do 2 pigs 1 year and no pigs the next than do 1 pig and then the next year do 1 pig and the next year do 1 pig.
Plus it just gives my land time to rest and heal from the pressure of the animals. Because, I mean, we do only just have, and I say only, we're very blessed. We have 7 acres, and it's very decent property, which I could totally manage animals all year long on. It just takes a lot more work. And since we're both working full-time right now, we probably won't do any type of full-time animal management outside of our goats and chickens until we retire.
Grant has a good reminder. What about the turkey challenge?
Oh, yeah, I do.
The turkey boob challenge.
It is my contest. So, right. For those that don't know, I announced or challenged everyone basically in the Pratt family homestead group to a turkey boob challenge. And everyone's welcome. So if you're interested, just send me a private message and I'll shoot you an invite to the competition. But we're all going to start raising turkeys the same week this year, like July 4th week, somewhere in there. And we've got till the first week of November. And the contest is whoever wins or raises the biggest turkey wins something. I don't know what. We were looking at trying to find funny trophies that we could pass around. Speaking of that, if anyone's interested and doesn't know, the Homestead Hootenanny is so much fun that you should totally come. And that is a annual event put on by the Pratt Family Homestead in Somerset, Michigan. It's
end of July.
End of July time frame. Long weekend camping.
It's the last weekend in July, I believe.
Super, super fun. We got tons of people coming this year. Eric, Life in the Farmland coming. Dan from the Grass-Fed Homesteads coming. Tangi and Jack from Freedom Homestead are coming. The Hollers might even come back up. Of course, all of us Michigan homesteaders are going to be there. So we really hope that you guys can join us too. Yeah, I know. I forgot about that.
You trying to throw the contest before it even starts? Oh, look at our turkey weighs 0
Well,
pounds.
I don't want it to look like it.
Let's see if we got... Oops, I was clicking on things I'm not supposed to. I want to see if we covered everything tonight.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
there's the
pantry tour video.
That was just the behind the scenes filming it.
Unplugging stuff.
It is far away, I know. Oh, Alderman Farms is coming back. They're from Louisiana. That's pretty far, too.
Last year, they took a train.
Mm-hmm. It's just fun because it's... Oh, living garden, they stay pregnant till they're... How many times does one need to ring the bell for it to stay rung to get notifications. I don't, guys, oh, that's something that's going on. So I got unsubbed from 2 channels. I just noticed over this week. One was 180 degrees from average, and I've let everyone know just in case they want to let their friends know or their people. And one was, who was the other one, honey? Because I told you when it happened. We got unsubbed from somebody.
It was somebody new. Wasn't it Goldshaw Farm?
Goldshaw Farm, yeah. So Goldshaw Farm, and I'm sure there's more. So I'm trying to go back through everyone that I haven't seen a video from them in a while. And I was unsubscribed to them. And I know for 100% fact I had been subscribed. So just check, take it upon ourselves. Check who you should be subscribed to and make sure that you are. Oh, Michigan Mike's coming to the Hootenanny. Sweet. I look forward to meeting you.
And so Josh Ford, I'm going to get you a link here in just a second to the Pratt.
Just to let you know, there's limited campsites. So book a campsite if you want to camp for the weekend. As soon as you know that you want to come. If you want to camp, you don't have to. You can just come for the day and hang out. I'm so sorry, Rosanna.
Oh.
Oh, I should check my subset.
I'm not quite sure
right?
what...
So Creating Essence said the same thing. The last update I saw from them was when they left Roots and Refuge and the Hollers. And they had put out so many videos since then. And I just went to their channel where are they at? And I had been unsubscribed to them.
I'm not sure what YouTube does with the whole subscription.
Oh, look, She Moved Mountains said she just noticed she was unsubbed from us. I have no idea what they're doing.
I don't know. But as far as the notification thing goes, I'm not sure. They have to have an algorithm there. Because if somebody goes and subscribes to, say you're subscribed to 500 channels, and you click the bell on all of them, it would be rude of YouTube to send you a notification for all 500 if each person puts out a new video every day. So they have to have some type of algorithm that runs that says, I'm going to send this notification, but not this one.
Well, that's their own judgment. But people could unbell, I guess, if they didn't want to be notified anymore.
I think they have something going on behind it. It doesn't explain the people being unsubscribed from people, but as far as not being notified, I don't know. I did try to create the event for tonight's live stream early. I think I had it created by 5 or 6 o'clock. So a good 3 or 4 hours before the show tonight. So hopefully that helps get notifications out. But maybe next week we'll try to create the event on Sunday the day before or something and see if that helps.
So Farm Alarm mentioned something, and that could be true because we are subscribed to so many people. We don't get to watch everyone regularly. That could be happening because I might catch one video a month or something like that, or spend one Saturday catching up and then won't do it again till a month later, that we're getting unsubscribed. But we watch Goldshaw pretty regularly. I can't imagine that would be a reason.
Yeah. It's funny, Shade Tree. We did look for turkey trophies, and that's all that comes up is these bowling trophies.
I know. And I wanted something that, because it's called the Turkey Boob Challenge, where the turkey breast is really big and boisterous, but then it kind of started getting a little tacky. So Todd was like, you can't do that.
Yeah, if you Google image search turkey boob trophy or something like that, and you get a lot of weird stuff that comes up.
Okay.
What else did we have? Anything else?
No, that's it.
That's it.
Well, thanks, guys, for joining us. Had a lot of fun with you. We have, for sure, our pantry video is done. It's ready. It's going live tomorrow. I did see somebody ask, what time do we publish? To be honest with you, we've been playing with that. We used to publish every single morning. As soon as my alarm went off at 5:30, I would hit publish. Then we started playing just to say, do we get better views if we wait till 8 a.m.? Do we get better views if we wait till 12 a.m.? Do we get better views if we wait till 6 p.m.? Just trying to find out when are people actually available to watch the videos. So tomorrow I'll put it out probably around 8 a.m.
We are consistently inconsistent at this point.
Yeah.
We don't have a daily schedule other than our
Tuesday.
our Mondays. Mondays is always weekend in review if we do one, which we do most of the time unless something weird happens. And our Tuesday live shows. Other than that, we don't really have a schedule. When stuff's ready, we post it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once we figure out what works for our audience, we'll get regular.
Yeah, I think we will eventually.
Yeah.
It's weird as we
Guys, we're so close to 5,000 subscribers.
we are. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
And if I think back, like from our YouTube from when we first started to where we are now, we've definitely transitioned a lot in our, I feel like, the types of videos that we do and the quality of the videos that we do
Oh, yeah, for sure.
has not only improved, but I feel like we're starting to find like our little niche of where we fit.
Just our own voice, like who we are. Like
Right.
when you first start a YouTube channel, having never done one before, you only know what you've ever watched, and you don't realize how much you're just portraying what you think is the normal because that's what Rose at Wholesome Roots does, or that's what Justin does at Justin Rhodes, or that's what Tangi and Jack do. And these are people that we watched in the Pratts long before we started our own channel. And it takes a real long time to say, hold on, who are we though? What makes us
Right, and I
different
think we're
and
getting
unique?
I think by the end of this year, I think we'll have a pretty good idea of who we are, what we...
Freaky Geek, you've got quite the sense of humor tonight.
Yeah. And not necessarily just the type of videos that we enjoy making.
Yeah, true.
Because there's times when we make videos and we get done and we're like, that sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Or that wasn't
yeah.
fun at all.
Right.
But sometimes we make things because of whether it be a collaboration or we think it's a good idea to start with. And then once we get down to filming and editing, we're like, man, I am not doing that again. That was not fun. And part of the whole reason we do YouTube is because it's fun.
Right,
so we're going to keep going down the path that is fun for us. And I think by the time we get to the end of this year, we'll have a pretty good idea of what fun is to us and what the focus of our channel will be. And
Yeah.
we'll probably never be daily vloggers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, people are saying goodnight. Good night, good night. We're 3 minutes over.
3 minutes. Man, you got to keep an eye on me. Have a good night, guys. Thank you, as always, for joining. It's been fun. See you soon.
Bye.
And I'm always really bad at ending stuff. It takes me like 3 minutes, I feels like. Bye, guys.